Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
All right, Moses joining the desk now. Last night, of course, we had the big news. The women's Rustlers basketball team, they're going to be hosting a huge tournament, provincials. But today, though, the men's team, they're making an announcement, just not as fun and exciting as provincials.
Well, they had a huge announcement in their own right. This one, however, involving their coach. Gone is Tom Grote, who stepped down. Assistant coach Sheree Thomas stepping in. Thomas spent the last 2 seasons as the Rustlers assistant and is ready to take that mantle of being the new head coach.
Definitely, it's a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a head coach and be in charge of your program and kind of run different systems and get the players you want. So it definitely is a dream coming true. But I know the ACAC pretty well. I know Lakeland College pretty well. So the new steps is pretty much going to be recruiting and budget-wise and things of that nature.
The Rustlers will see only 2 returnees from last year's team that got knocked out of the quarterfinals. Thomas says he'll build the program the way he was taught from his time playing in Europe and the NCAA.
When I played professionally and played in university, that's how I played. I was defense, tough nose, and at the University of Kentucky playing under Tubby Smith, if you don't play defense, you don't get on the floor. So you have to bring that to the game.
To baseball now, the Border City Blue Jays and the Midwest Expos hooked up for an all Lloydminster affair at Legion Ballpark. The Expos were looking for a reversal of fortune after dropping their season opener Tuesday, while the Jays were looking for win number 3. Now, bottom of the second, 2-0 Jays. Ruben Baker at bat, and he gets all of this one to right. That will bring home a pair a little bit later. The runs would just keep on coming, as the wild pitch will bring home Clayton Ermel from 90 feet. A little bit later, Landon Noyes will get some great contact. That one going for the ground rule double. 2 more runs come in to score. He had 5 ribbies at the end of this one. It was 7-0 after 3 innings. We'll head to the 5th. Baker with the blooper to center. That would cash in 2 more runs. Baker going 2 for 3 with 4 RBI. Jays take it by a score of 12-0 in 5 innings and improved to 3-1 on the season. The Expos 0-2. Now this was the second straight game where the Jays beat their opponents in 5.
Bats have been going. Pitching's been really well as well. Throwing strikes in there. I don't know, just a good feeling when you get the bats going and scoring runs.
Obviously, these are all division games, so it's nice to get a jump up there. We have the Twins next again, and that's a big swing game. If we win that, have a couple game lead in the division, which is going to be important this year. And
we had a lot of confidence coming into this game, and I thought the first couple innings they were good. We got a new pitcher, Kyle, and he pitched a solid 3 innings, but that team can hit, and yeah, they just, they're relentless, and you got to play a full game against them, and it just slipped away from us.
Now, Darren Delaney threw a complete game while Scott Thompson hit a 2-run home run, and Trevor Bailey hit a 2-run double in the 5th as well, as the Reds would beat the Brewers 6-1. Also in other action, the North Battleford Beavers start the year off with a loss, 7-5 to the Macklin Lakers. Reagan Fazer threw for 6 1/3 for the W, and a huge game for Derek Lance, who went 2 for 3. He also had 2 runs scored and picked up the save in the process. And that is your first look at sports. Gerard Lampow has your weather details coming right up. Welcome back, everyone. Now, it's the weekend all Chuckwagon fans have been waiting for as the CPCA season gets underway in North Battleford. For 2 drivers, they waited a long 9 months to get back on the track and bounce back from a disappointing 2014. Now, Brett Morton caught up with Chance Benzmiller and BJ Carey to see what changes they've made and what expectations they have for this year.
Benzmiller's biggest downfall was his wagon. He often builds a new wagon every offseason, but there was too many washers on his wheels, and that hindered his on-track success.
The trouble is I didn't find out till too late in the year, so I mean that kind of wrecked my year for me. But this year I redid my wheels and my bushings, so hopefully we have a better year.
This offseason he also retired the horse that he bought when he was just 18 years old. Mason County has been with Chance every year and will be missed.
You know, it hurts losing, especially a right leader like him. But other than that, I had 9 horses that I turned out from last year, so brought all them back, and now they're going to be technically second-year horses. And when a guy has depth in his barn, that's what makes a guy a good wagon racer.
With all the changes, Benzmiller is ready to get the season underway.
The first weekend is basically get the kinks out. I mean, obviously a guy would love to go out there and basically kick butt and win every race. But I mean, that's in a perfect world, and there's no such thing as that. So to go to Battleford and get these new horses in races, and hopefully they don't go left when they should go right or run backwards, you know, that kind of stuff. But basically get there, come home safe, make sure all the horses are safe, and just run as hard as a guy can.
BJ Carey finished in the top 10 again last year, but was still disappointed in the way his season finished.
A long off season, the 7 months is just too long off, and I'm hoping to be back on the podium picking one of those barrels to run the last day in Lloyd and hopefully win, not be the runner-up this year again. I think that's everybody's hope, and I think this year I'm deeper in the barn than I was the last couple of years.
Carey has added horses to his barn this year after his father-in-law Brian Laboucaine retired. He believes the additions of these horses has made him more potent.
I picked up a few other horses, so I feel that I got 3 solid outfits right now, and 3 that I could run big runs with any of the 3. So
the biggest downfall last year was that his horses got sick and he wasn't as strong.
I had some bad oats, and I had some horses get sick, and so basically from Onion Lake on, I was running new horses, and I didn't have the old vet, so I had to rebuild horses, and that's just the way she goes. That's wagon racing. So this last year at the horses, I think I ran 22 different horses at Stampede last year with them being sick, and it just wasn't a good year at all. I want to bounce back and be on top.
For both drivers, they have high expectations for the year.
Oh, I mean, this year everybody wants to stay clean, and everybody talks about, you know, getting to Calgary, because that's definitely my main goal, is making Calgary. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to win some shows, and at the end of the season when we get to Lloyd, you want to be in that top 4 running for the truck.
I want to win the show in Battleford. I want to start off with a bang, and 13 was, I started off with a bang, winning the first 2 in 13. And I want to do the same thing. My goal every weekend is going to be to win the weekend. That's all there is to it.
Brett Morton, Newcap Sports.
Inside the CPCA, the view from the barns, the wagon box, and from the track. Be part of the action.
All right, the Reapers rugby team are getting ready for their first home game in Lloydminster this Saturday. So far, the Reapers have had success in a new league and will look to continue that against the Edmonton Clan. The men sit with a 1-1 record, while the women earned their first win last weekend. Both teams are excited for a rare treat playing at home.
They'll be seeing a good game, both with the men and the women. The women are coming off a big win. The guys have had a couple good games, so we should be showing them some high-caliber rugby. All the divisions in Alberta are a lot better than what we were going through in Saskatchewan.
We had full 15, full squad, and came out with the W, and now we know what we can do, and we have the numbers, so I think we'll be excited for the home opener and show Lloyd and the area what we got to offer for a team.
There will be a middle school rugby match at around 11:45. The women kick off at 12:30, followed by the men at 2:30. All games played at the Service Sports Center. And that is all the time we have in sports. We'll have more Newcap news and weather for you coming up right after the break.